What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York calling from Zoom again, and this time we are here with Electric Callboy. Great to be able to talk with all of you here today. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for inviting us.
Anytime. I think a lot has changed since I spoke with Kevin. I think it was last year or maybe a year and a half ago, including the band name. Including the band name. But this new album, Techno, I got to tell you, when it comes to an album that stands out, and, you know, we've heard it plenty of times and stuff, but I could tell you I've never heard anything quite like Techno before. Like, this is...
Come on, thank you so much, man.
Unlike anything I've ever heard
Thank you,
of.
man, very much.
Anytime. So, with the mindset of the making of this album, was the intention to just make, like, a continuation of what we heard off of Rehab? Or being that, Nico, you came into the band this time, and you changed the band name a little bit. This is almost kind of like a new beginning for the band in a way.
Absolutely.
I don't think that this is a new beginning. I think it's more like getting back to the roots a bit. It's not continuing the rehab record, I guess, but there are some parts in that you might have heard on the rehab record that you can find on the new record. But I think it's, like I said, it's more like getting back to the roots and doing what the guys did when they started this band. So,
I can tell you one thing about Rehab. I don't see it as a continuation of Rehab, because although some songs of Rehab are good and we play them, and I don't even know if we play songs of Rehab in our tour.
We used to.
But the thing is, Rehab, the process of working and writing the songs on Rehab, we've been in the worst situation of our band's career ever. You know what I mean? Like it felt so horrible to make music at this point. And this doesn't say anything about the songs itself, but just making the songs felt so bad. So that we're very happy to finally we're able to get over this stage, and for Nico, it's not a new beginning, because of course we were going back to the roots in some way, and we went back to everything that made us start making music 10 years ago or 12 years ago. But there is still something very new about Electric Callboy, I think. So when Nico joined the band, something new started as well. Mm-hmm. So it's on this one hand it's going back to the root, but also starting something new, which I absolutely love.
Now, you've released 5 singles off of Techno so far, and Pumpkin, we got Pumpkin, Pump It. I apologize.
No, you're right. This is the
It's
Halloween
almost Halloween. It's almost Halloween.
I saw a Halloween post on social right before, and it's pumpkin spice season here in America, so I've heard nothing but that the last week and a half. So that's why. Normally I crop out any mistakes like that, but I'm leaving that one in here. That one's great. But we got Pump It. We got The Moves. We got Fuckboy, Spaceman, Hurricane. So we have 5 singles out now. One thing that they all have in common is that they definitely left us wanting more. A lot of people want to hear more. Mm-hmm. But can these singles maybe serve as a good representation of the entirety of Techno, or is there a lot more to be discovered and that's just scratching the surface?
I mean, the thing is, we almost released half of the record, so there's not many more that you can hear on the record. But the songs that are left and that we will not release, they are definitely something else. I think every song on this record is standing for its own. You know what I mean? It's a record and a complete album, and but I think that this album is pretty diverse in any direction. So it's hard to describe.
Nico,
it's so hard to describe.
But you're absolutely right. But one side of Electric Callboy hasn't been discovered, and this is the serious side. We always made the fun songs, and we still love it, and we're still gonna do it again. But there are some I think two songs, at least
three,
maybe three. Maybe.
I think
3
it's
songs.
Neon, Mind Reader, and Parasite. I think These
exactly,
are the
that
serious songs. Yeah.
Hard, serious, or some soft, more pop rock kind of songs, and I like that side of Electric Callboy as well. So I'm very excited of what the people will think about those songs.
Mm-hmm. Now, it might be kind of a silly question in a way, going back to that, but going from Eskimo Callboy to Electric Callboy, as somebody who has been following you since that original band name, do you almost feel like I've talked with a few bands that have actually changed their names through the portion of their career, but do you feel that maybe you're portraying yourselves a little bit differently, or there's maybe like a new identity going along with the band with this new name as opposed to before, or is it just is it the same band we've always knew and loved?
Same band, same music, same personalities. We never changed. We just grew up and got ourselves a little bit educated, more educated, and it was very important for us because here in Germany, Europe in general, this word is not a problem. You know what I mean? Like in the States, Canada, Alaska, there is a much bigger problem with this term. And the main thing and the main problem that we had with it is that people, on the one hand, we don't want to what's the word, like discriminate people. You know, we don't want to leave groups of people outside of our family. You know what I mean? And on the other hand, there have been people that saw our name on lineups, for example, and that read our name, and from our name they made relations to our our mindset. You know what I mean? Like they thought if there are people that use that kind of name for their band, they might be whatever you might be thinking right now. And this is what hurt us. You know, we always love to bring people together in front of our stages. We are very open-minded, and this was not bearable for us anymore. And with the ongoing popularity of our band, it reached more and more people, and this problem got bigger and bigger, and we just wanted to cut it off. You know, we're not like that. We don't want to be like that, and we have never been like that. And it was a big thing in our heads to change the name. But Nico, you can tell him, like, in the end, it was so easy.
I mean, right now it's Kevin said it. I mean, you said it. It was perfect. Like, we never changed, or we didn't change, not at all. We just grew up and educated ourselves, and I think that's the best answer. And right now, we're just, I don't know. It's hard to remember to say the old name. You know what I mean? We're just so used to it right now that it's nothing strange anymore. It's just, it's a part of us right now.
Definitely. Nico, when you joined Electric Callboy, were you kind of looking at earlier material, being like, okay, this is how the band is, this is how I have to sing, or were you kind of like allowed to bring a little bit of your own mix into the band and bring in some newer elements as well?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, they just give me any freedom that I needed to have. If they would have told me that I need to sing like the old singer, or need to behave like him, or dress up like him, I would never ever have joined the band. That would, I don't know. That's not how I want to be, and not how they want me to be. They wanted a new singer. I think they wanted new influences, and that's what I brought with me, I guess. So no, that was not the thing. And I've listened to Electric Callboy before, because we've been touring together with my former band, so I knew nearly every song that they released so far. So for me, it was not so hard to get part of the band. And right now we're just friends that are working together. And like I said, I have all the freedom that I could have ever imagined. So yeah, that's the perfect place for me, and I'm totally happy.
When it comes to bands that have multiple vocalists, whether it would be We Came as Romans or Lacuna Coil or anybody, I've always wondered this. Do both of you kind of need to be in a similar frame of mind or be in a similar place when writing lyrics or tracking vocals or even performing together in order to make the song like kind of sound consistent in a way? Or do you think that maybe having individual ideas or maybe being in different states of minds actually could help in make the song even stand out more?
It depends. Sometimes you feel the same about a song. I mean, when you listen to an instrumental that we usually get from our guitar player Daniel, the instrumental itself gives you an idea of what the song in the end could sound like, you know. And usually, and this is one very good fact about the work between me and Nico. Most of the times we think the same about the songs, you know. It's just throwing around with ideas and they match and we can finish a song very easily. Sometimes Nico has a better idea or has a very own idea that I can follow easily because I think, okay, I don't even have a proper idea, so I'm very lucky that Nico had a good one. It can be the other way around. And I think it's like with our whole music, it's not only writing the lyrics to be the singers and the two singers in a band. The whole history of Electric Callboy is based on 6 guys working together, you know what I mean? And it has never been easy because when there are many influences, it's always hard to get them together. But still, it makes us special because there are, as you already know, there are so many different sides of Electric Callboy, so many sounds, so many genres that we deal with, that we try to provide the people with. Like, just listen to Hurricane, the Schlager music, you know, we have deathcore, we have like pop punk, we have shuffle music, shuffle rock, and I totally love it, you know, because this keeps your creativity high. It's never boring. It's I would die, and the creativity of us all would die if we would do the same music all over again, you know.
Yeah, that music video.
What I really love about sorry.
I was just gonna say that the music video for Hurricane is probably my favorite music video ever right now. But Nico, what were you gonna say?
Thank you so much.
What were you
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, I just wanted to say that even if we don't have the same idea, or if I'm not like, yeah, I like it. Even if I don't like an idea that Kevin has, or the other way around, we work it out. And I think this is why the whole writing process is working so well. It's not like, okay, you don't like my idea, I will do it anyway. Fuck you. It's more like, okay, you don't like it, so just let's try to work it out and find a way that everybody likes, and this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's funny too, because you mentioned that with techno, there's, you know, funny songs and there's serious songs, but I do take all these songs seriously, regardless if it's intended to be funny or not, because it's very technically impressive, vocally and instrumentally, with the rhythmic aspects behind it, the way that you're able to infuse those melodies. I think in a song like We Got the Moves, to go from something that aggressive to something so high-pitched and clean and catchy is really impressive. So when it comes to writing this material, regardless of what the intention is there a lot of seriousness that goes into that in order to make it sound as good as it does?
Yeah,
always.
It's like, it's something very different than making funny music, and but you still can make it in a professional way, you know. We are very perfectionistic. No, what is it called?
That's the right word.
We're perfectionists.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I think it's
perfectionism.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever, man. Thing is, when I work with other bands, and I don't want to compare us to other bands, but I work with some other bands and other people that are creative working people. Sometimes I feel that they reach a certain point of their work and then they are good with it, you know? And at this point, usually, all of us are not satisfied. It's like, well, this is finished for you. There is so much more you can do, and so much more you could like add or correct or do better. And this is what is striking when we're working, I think.
Yeah. And
just for example, even if a video shooting is nearly over, like Pump It or Hyper, or even We Got the Moves, there's always like, okay, cool, we could end it right here, we can finish, or we already like shoot it for 12 hours, and then we're like, okay, should we do some more? Like, come on, let's just invest like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours more to make it perfect, not only good. And this is the mindset that we have. I mean, not always. There are some times where like, come on, man, I just want to go home. But we're pushing ourselves and and just doing it.
Mm-hmm. And
this makes it different in the end.
Yeah. And is it fair to say when you guys make music, is there ever a time where, like, because we're all humans, we all have our demons and our trials and tribulations, is that ever a source of lyrical subject matter, or has music always been just a means of escape rather than a means of confronting, like almost kind of like an external escapism, more so than like confronting anything internally?
Again,
I think in songs like Mind Reader, Parasite, or Neon, the serious songs on the record, I think they're much more personal that we might think. But I mean, the fun songs, it's hard to tell anything serious in a song like Techno Train. But as I said, in the serious songs, I think it's like what's the word for it, Kevin? Ventil?
Output, like you use it as an output for your feelings.
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Yeah. I the best way, I've always said my review of Electric Callboy, the most professional, unprofessional band ever.
This is absolutely on point. Absolutely, I can understand this explanation, because this is what it is. Like, we're trying to be chaos, but it's very, very organized chaos.
Definitely.
You see it on stage when we're playing shows, and this is like the best explanation for it.
Definitely. Now, there's a lot to celebrate in the Electric Callboy Cam, not even just with the release of Techno, but this year also marks 10 years of the debut album, Bury Me in Vegas. Mm-hmm. I kind of wanted to know, was there like, how has the mindset evolved? Were you kind of like going into it? I've met bands when they're just formulating, and they're always, we need to be like this, it needs to be serious, it needs to be like that. But like, how has the mindset or like the songwriting evolved from Bury Me in Vegas to now?
I'd start, Nico, because I was there when we created it.
Yeah, sure. Nico, I don't know what to tell. So,
thing is, we're much more organized now, and we know what we're doing, and we're very laid back. Because at the time of Bury Me in Vegas, it was just anarchy. Like, we did whatever we wanted. We didn't think about anything. We just did, and everybody was running around in circles, and it was a crazy chaos. And in the end, there was an album, and we didn't even know what we're doing. And over the years, you get the experience to exactly know certain things, such as what does our music sound like? What do we like? What do we stand for? You evolve something very special that you call your own, and then you use it for yourself. And that's what we're doing. And also, when you found your place in the music industry, it's much easier to, from this position, to work out new songs, to write new songs. It can always go up and down, but when you have your place, and I mean, this maybe has something to do with experience and also age, I'm not afraid anymore. At the time of Bury Me in Vegas, everybody was like, oh, will this be the end of Electric Callboy, because this is not how we're supposed to sound like, all the things that you have in your head while you're creating a new album. But now we just, excuse me, but we just don't give a fuck anymore. We just do it. We just do it because we can, we can do it. And I think with this self-assuredness comes a lot of freedom in your creative work, because you don't feel suppressed, or you don't have any borders in your head because of expectation of others.
Yeah. When you don't have any fucks to give, you can give the world a lot more. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah. And
cheers to that. Cheers to that.
And Nico, there actually was a question I wanted to ask you pertaining to this, because like even though you weren't even though this was your first album with the band, but when you're going to be playing live and stuff, people are going to want to hear stuff of We Are the Mess or Crystals or The Scene, etc. If you were to sing older material along with the band, would you have maybe like a different attachment or a different relationship to it, singing that live as opposed to the material that you wrote on techno?
I mean, to sing your own songs, the songs that you have written on your own, there's another feeling. Sure, yeah. I mean, it's hard to describe. It gives you a much more personal feeling to present your own music. But I need to say that I really fell in love with a lot of songs, older songs that we're playing, that we have played on tour and still playing, just because I told you that I have a lot of freedom, and it's so cool. It's so cool to sing older songs in your way, like maybe just like another interpretation of the song. And this is what, I don't know. It's different, but it's also a lot of fun to sing the old ones. I mean, you can see. Huh?
I wanted to say, you make the songs, even the old songs, you make them your own, because sometimes we usually don't listen to our songs like the record version. We just listen to our songs when we play them live. You know what I mean? And this is drilled in our brains. So we have this live version in our heads, and sometimes when I listen to the recorded version, I think it's a different song. You know what I mean? Like, because you do something differently, and this way, Nico, when he came to the band, he makes the songs his own, and they sound very special, and they are still the same songs. I exaggerated a little bit, but you know what I mean. Nico gives his very special own to the songs, and I absolutely love it. And I'm a big fan of Nico's singing voice, and he's like, there are songs that need a little bit more singing skills than others, and Nico nails them all. And this is when we're playing songs live that are a little bit harder to sing. I'm always like, this guy will do it, I'm not afraid of him failing or something. And this is a good feeling on stage.
What do I owe you now? Like 50 euro or
Trade of beer and I'm good. Trade of beer and I'm good.
And
thanks, man. Thank you so much.
And again, the word freedom is really like the first word I think of when I hear Electric Callboy. And I wanted to know, because when I see you in your music videos, and when I watch, I haven't seen you guys live yet. That's going to change very soon, though.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watch live videos, that's all I see is freedom. But when you're like in the studio recording the music, it's a very static and very controlled environment. There's definitely a lot of gear and seriousness. Do you almost find that, like, to replicate that live fun and free energy, that maybe, recording that in a vocal booth or a studio, that could maybe be like the hard part of the songwriting process?
It's
actually, is it? Yeah, exactly what you that's it. We always try to imagine, would that song would work live or not, and if not, this song will never ever will be released on a record or somewhere. It's this is one of the main things, actually.
Yeah, but it's hard, Nico. It's hard to sometimes to get that feeling in this very in this very special environment of a studio, no?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, Alex, and usually we have no problems writing songs. So whenever we're starting something, we have plenty of ideas that we can add to the instrumental to make it a good song, or in the end make it a song at least, and then trash it because it's not good enough for the record. But sometimes you have a certain feeling about a song, you love it, and you kind of like what you've been doing so far, but you can't finish it due to some reasons. I don't know why. Sometimes it's really hard work. It's not coming, like, it's not flying to you. It's not that you easily get all the ideas that you need. Sometimes you have to work for it. And this is when it gets, a real job, I would say, because you're sitting hours and hours in the studio room and you want to get this damn song finished, and it's getting so hard the more you try, you know? And sometimes, for example, there's a song on the record that we loved so much, and then we couldn't end it, couldn't finish it, and then it was in our Dropbox folder for several months, and then we already thought it would be over, and then we started it again, and then all of a sudden there was this one idea, and we could finish it, and now it's one of my favorites, or our favorites, and very
but
good.
we also had some songs that worked the other way around, like
started
good, and it's not always that easy.
That always happens, and it's always ironic too that like the song that bands hate the most are usually end up being the biggest hit that they've ever had. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it's not only a myth, it's happening to us as well. Hyper, for example, the song that our current success is based on, I would say, was written in 1 or 2 days max. Wow. And it was like the easiest song ever for us to write.
Oh man, I mean, aren't all the greatest hit songs of the last like 40 years all with just 4 chords anyway? So
yeah, I heard it. It's true.
Yeah, it happens. I think that should be another thing you explore. We're the 4 chord boys or something like that. Just totally be a parody. But
I love that.
But before we go, I want to thank you both so much for your time, and thank you again for giving the world techno. This is an album that I think provides a lot of, we love metal because it relates to us in our darkest times and whatnot and whatever, but I think this album will prove that metalheads can laugh and we can all have a good time. This album provides the humor.
Absolutely.
This album provides the humor and joy that was definitely lacking the last couple of years. Is there just anything else with Electric Callboy that you would like to promote? I know you got some touring in the books. Is there just anything else you'd like to plug?
So actually, we're on a big tour. I think it will be the biggest tour of our whole life. In February and March next year, it's the big techno tour. We will be actually, the second time. I think the second time in band history. We'll be back in the US in October this year. What should I say?
Big adventure.
So happy and glad to be able to play all over the world. So thankful.
Yeah, and we're thankful to have you guys.
Thank you so much for the support. I mean, we can't wait to play in the States again. I remember the last time we played there, it was a big adventure to travel that damn big country. It's so big. I mean, you can go for days and you're still in the same city sometimes, or in the same state.
Yep, that's the United States. It may not be very big compared to other countries on the map, but it's huge here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you for the support, everybody, and can't wait to see you on that tour.
Anytime. Everybody, we are here with Electric Callboy. Be sure to pick up Techno, coming out September 16th via Century Media. We will see you next time on Heavy New York.